A couple of the best. Owen Wright, who's been dropping big numbers since he returned here in the first round, and Gabriel Medina, who hasn't yet dropped a heat. Here we go, Gabriel taking off, using priority on this one, and swings the tail free straight away, out onto the open face. A nice carving cut down. You can just see him lining up the inside. He wants to get that timing right for this first turn. Does well there, and now the wave stands up, and there is a super critical hit. But this wave threatening to get away from him. He's a little hung up. So good at getting back out in front of waves generally, but on that occasion just got a little caught up in the white water. But
I think that he can kind of match both of those guys at their strong points, and then he's got the other side of it as well. So at this point, I'd like to say that Gabriel will win it, but you know how that is. I've most probably just jinxed him.
We'll see. He's about to put up a pretty decent number to start this heat off. Scores falling in now from our panel of 5 judges, and this one's going to average out as a 6.17. So Gabriel takes the early lead over Owen Wright, but not a monster number compared to what he's been dropping, and also when you take into consideration that Owen's had some of the better heat score totals of the contest.
Well, you just saw that replay, and there was some scoring opportunity that Gabriel missed there, and that's why you see that score.
And out the back now, 17.5 minutes to go. Owen Wright looking for his first big number. Solid first turn. This wave is standing up once again. He climbs on top of that tricky whitewater section, and now cuts back. And just look at this thing starting to stand up now. He'll look to find that rhythm, get some release in the tail off the top, bashes it one more time. And he is really letting go of some decent moves on the inside, transitioning into this smaller wall, and still able to work some solid moves into the curl.
Now a little stumble. Take a look at the replay here. First turn is strong, the connection with the lip, but look at all that ribs up, and he just glides over it and quickly whips off the top. He just read that section perfectly and then gets the bonus. And of course, he did not make any mistakes here on the inside section. Steepens up, and then that's that rhythm. Beautiful top to bottom. And that, when you finish on that final section like that, that's going to be so much confidence. When he jumps on the back of that ski, he is going to be pumped up.
I just got a weird feeling just thinking, if Owen Wright goes on to win this event, this will be one of the greatest sporting comebacks for sure. I mean, early January, he was saying he might not ever get back to the championship tour. He's had a miraculous turnaround through the early months this season, and somehow he's here, and he finds himself now waiting on his last ride to drop, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to get him into the lead, a 7.17 for Owen Wright, the 26-year-old.
Back to back to back to back, and we're going to be finishing. So fun to have that kind of rhythm to an event. Beautiful tail whip from Owen Wright. I mean, like I said, I just feel like he's getting better and better with each surf. This wave kind of backing off for him, see if he'll get a connection to the inside to extend that lead. He'll do that anyway. But Owen Wright, what a story. We can't stop talking about it.
Just under 11 minutes to go. Numbers coming through for Owen's last ride, 5.67.
Ultimately, let Steph catch up to her and beat her in the heat. And I kind of worded her up a little bit about that. Like, what are you doing? And here goes Gabby here. This looks like a pretty good wave down the line, too. But, yeah, you know, she hasn't skipped a beat since then. She's looked great. And, I mean, I think it's the best anyone's saying they've ever seen her surf. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, Steph looks like she's remembered how to surf heats. And, oh, wow, big mistake there. Like I said, he looked a little out of sorts, but getting back to Steph and Lakey.
To really sort of explode that backhand attack and keep it up to date with the front side, Gabriel Medina getting a little desperate and having a look at this one. Could have an inside wall for him, though. He needs to get started. Those 2 mistakes we've seen from Gabriel are very uncharacteristic, and here's Owen behind him.
Well, Owen, with 4 minutes to go, is going to commit to this ride, and he needs to make sure he stomps some big moves. First turn was so solid, and he let the tail go over the back of the wave once again on the second move. Really building nicely, does well to hang on to that move, a tricky section to negotiate, and he banks a nice carve on the back end, and what a finish there on the inside. Still not finished, actually. He's going to bang in a couple more turns. Just a very bold decision there, because he could have kicked out at one point and regained priority, but he elected to up the ante and try and drop the 5.67.
Absolutely amazing surfing for him. And one of the things that I like specifically about Owen is that backhand vertical hit that he has. That one, he gets the fins to go out the back all in one motion, and it you know, a la Wilco does kind of the same thing, but he'll drift around. But I mean, that's the point of difference for me with Owen, is that his variety changes with that backhand snap. It's not the whip. I mean, it's just non-stop with him.
Sorry, Pete, I was just watching the numbers roll through for Owen Wright here. He absolutely blitzed those big sections on the outside, and the numbers have dropped. An 8.57 for the Australian, and he is out in front now. Medina chasing a 9.57.
Then with 2 minutes to go, 2.5 minutes to go. But you see that whipping carve too? Watch this turn here where he lays into it, right? Look how compressed he gets and then extends out of it. That's so much power involved there. Beautiful stuff from Owen, and that's a point of difference. And that vertical where he gets the tail out of the top. I mean, you combine that on one wave, you can't deny it. You have to go excellent. And he knows it.
6'3", but such a beautiful, compact style through his maneuvers. Never looks lanky, never looks gangly until he stands up and waits for a section to stand tall, but amazing. And you see the size of those feet, so planted on his board. He wears a size 13 shoe. He is a big human, and he's taking off again here. 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. Well, let's see what he can do. Trying to get rid of a 7.17 to put it out of reach of Medina. He's not going to complete that first turn, though.
Kind of a tough section anyway. See Elmo?
There's 10 seconds to go, and guaranteed Owen is nervous about Medina's chances still of getting a 9.57. Now he's starting to celebrate, and even Medina can't begrudge his good friend.
He knows. I mean, it's look at Tyler Wright. She's going to have some tears. Tears of joy. Man, oh man. I think I might have a little tear.
Tidy it up, Pete. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The final results for you on screen. 15.74, and a very dominant effort against one of the toughest competitors in the draw here at the Quiksilver Pro. Owen Wright has defeated Gabriel Medina. He'll take on Matt Wilkinson in the final at the first event. He has a chance of taking the ratings lead.